start by saying, praises to Yahweh, Shem Yahweh, Shem God, wonderful to the apostles and elders and rangers on the wall. Solomon, for 11. Alright, when Hebrew Israelites come ahead, his kingdom according to the prophets written inside of the Holy Bible. Alright, to let it be known unto our people primarily, but also to the nations out here that we are indeed in the last days. Right? And that in these last days, Heavenly Father's shutting the door by way of the event. Right? So, what time? Well, the main thing I know that the big news is the Ukraine part of I think their application for being part of NATO. Or something where yeah. But that just shows you that the what's it called? Puzzle parts and pieces of the puzzle in place in terms of prophecy for World War II to happen very speedily. But it also talks about, about the bridegroom being killed in the war. In the book of Second Entrance, it speaks of that. So there's going to be a time where you're going to have a crowd, a lot of men are going to be sent over to the valley of Jehoshaphat, over there in the Lebanon, to basically fight to their death. And that's going to be the last place they step on until they enter into the kingdom as a captive, right? But yeah, it speaks to them. It says it's going to be wars. So it's a wait and see type of situation as to what are those wars, right? What are the demographics? You know there's wars and rumors of wars. There's always World War III, but that also speaks about in the war. So the wars are going to be, right, where the bridegroom shall die. This could be setting up for that, all right? So more prophecies being coming to pass. You know what I'm saying? I think it's second edge of 16 about the bridegroom. Second Peter 3. 3 says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers slept, for since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. And that's the mindset. It really shows the difference between those that are basically aware of, those that are switched on, those that are activated, and realize, the times what we're in the midst of. Like, you really have people that are thinking about, they're basically looking for, whoa, what's I don't know, the Women's World Cup that started, or Taylor Swift's next tour, or the next, they're thinking about doing part 2. They're thinking about some form of aspect of the world they want to engage in. They might be planning like, I want to go on a trip. Yeah, I want to go on a trip. I'm looking to hit up X, Y, and Z, different parts of Europe. They're thinking, I might want to move on and make a move to a different part of the world. I'm thinking about moving to Singapore and starting a career out there. They're basically thinking about all the vanities of life. Because as far as for them, that's as far as it goes. But that's, you can see that people have been caught up in time and again. Because if you go back to Babylon, during the Babylonians were just chilling, thinking shit was good. They might have had a good harvest, but thinking, yeah, we're going to be making gangbusters like in a few weeks. And then thinking would have just come through, the beast would have come through. Yeah, it would have just rolled through and decimated all that. They might have been put to death, and then that same crop, that same good yield, would have fed a bunch of meats. But that's that's the reality of how the world functions, man. we're basically at the mercy of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. How he dictates these things are going to run. There's people where they'll be appointed to different destinies. You might have people where that could be like, this can be one of the first, this guy's going to go in as one of the first generations to have the chains slapped on them and put them into that hard bondage in the kingdom of heaven. You have people where they might get to see the chariots come and then they just been zapped. But people, they ain't going to make it that far. But people, they're going to go and they're already going to be taken out before it even goes down. But that's all down to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Basically, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is orchestrating it how he desires. But then it's what the vanities of men, the pride of men, they don't hold any sway in the matters. It's just a perception where they're thinking like, yo, everything's sweet. They might have seen their grandpappy die at like age 116 and think like, yeah, I'm gonna hit that age too, not knowing. There's a point in time which has been appointed to them where everything's gonna go tits up, where their life might be cut short. They might end up getting their whole bank account getting decimated. They might end up going nuts. When they get off themselves, there's a plan of ways these things can play out. But again, it's what? Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? Since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. But this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out.
To jump in and say this, hey, it says, all things continue as the beginning of the creation. That's why it says of this they willingly are ignorant. If you really actually know timeline and chronology and all the things that are written inside of the Bible, you would understand that it weren't all teachers. It didn't just go, linearly, or everyone had a full life, they were born, they acquired their wealth, they drink wine in their late ages, they sat by the seaside, they died peacefully. You know that there was different things that happened. And even if you deal with in modern history, you go back to a few generations ago, now, I'm thinking like, the time we grew up in, you remember they'll have people on the news saying, yeah, this is a World War II survival, this is a Nazi survival, and I have an interview with them, they'll be talking about, on this day, V-Day or whatever, they will have them, those highly regarded individuals, basically speaking about all the hardships, how it was at the time, and how we're in better days. Right? But the point here that these things were some distant history that no one can remember. You have people that still root the earth that witnessed these things, right? In the Western Hemisphere, we're talking about World War I, World War II, right? The Cold War, dealing with Vietnam and things of that nature, even Desert Storm, right? What happened down in Nicaragua. But the greater ones would have been World War I and II, right? People forget that happened the other day. Like, you don't have politicians jousting for position every day dealing with, their ideals being set in motion, all right? So that just shows you how close we are. But as Peter said, he says, this they willingly are ignorant. Because they're not sitting there thinking, oh yeah, that happened before. They're just thinking peace, right? But you go back prior to World War I and II, you have people that they would have never thought in their right mind, right? That anything would ever happen. Their mindset would be like, man, nothing can happen. We have cars now. Every school changed the automobile. We have planes, right? But they don't know that technology was being made for the sake of Revelation 9 coming to pass, right? There's things like that written inside the Bible and the things confirm things have to happen, right?
there is no respect of person with the Most High. And that's really plain as it is. When you go to Nebuchadnezzar, he was exalted, but then what? It was also abased. Why? When it came down to what the Lord decided to do to have to deal with the guy, he wasn't thinking, well, he's on such a high level. He's a no. All that basically got what? No. That got thrown in the bin. When it came to abasement, that came to pass. Same with exalting him and basically making him the head of gold. So that's the same thing. Because what it says, Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and then what? Set him up over at the basis of men. What we in the midst of now? We're in the midst of that very system where the basis of men is given a rule. His basis has been allowed to, he's been set up in the spirit to be wicked, to be off, and he's been given the rule. Whilst what? Abasing Israel, man. That was something that was, Israel was like, how are we going to be underneath these heathens? But then imagine, like there was worse yet to come. There was worse heathens, and James was going to be in a worse state. Look at Israel now. When you read the book of Lamentations, there was no lamentation over the state of Israel. But when there was lamentation before, but now even with the modern day Christians, they even look at like there's even anything glorious for them to harken back. They're basically looked at like they pulled out of the book, they were in slavery. They came out of slavery and started treating each other. That's how come the men. But then it's the same when Esau Esau basically got his time appointed where, hey, once he reached, it's over. We're seeing it within his system now. We go back 10, 15, 20 years ago. People weren't as doubtful of the current system. They weren't doubtful of politicians, doubtful of different systems within Esau's kingdom. If you were to talk about pedophile rings within like the BBC, within the foster care system, within these various systems, what's the name? Hugh Edwards, he's the latest one that's been out. This guy said he's left. So we had we had Philip Schofield being the one before like weeks ago. Then over time, all kind of body evidence was formed, man. People saying no, it wasn't until they were adults. Then you find out that the guy was taking this guy to dinner when he was 15. Yeah, just saying like, oh, blah blah. Then they're saying, oh, everyone in the studio knew. Then it's the same thing with Hugh Edwards, where they're saying like his wife had to come out and say blah blah blah. But you're thinking like, what the fuck's going on there?
Look, and they always say the same thing. My life is over because well, you reap what you sow. You did it. It's not a thing like you didn't do nothing. You actually did this stuff.
All my sexy ladies go
Rule 2. Yeah. So 2 Peter 3:6, well, something 5 says, for this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, the heavens of old and the earth standing out of the water and in the water.
Coded on our for us.
Yeah, no.
I walk for the cake and the clothes and stuff too. I don't, it's in between minutes.
I wasn't even gonna bring the jump up, but I was like,
I didn't even think, if I would have known what it
I wouldn't have said the wind is what's fucking me up. Yeah. Like you put the sun out, it's like
was overcast and there ain't no sunlight.
So verse 7, but the heavens and the earth which on, well, verse 6, that says, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perish. So yeah, the awareness of the first step, that was but the awareness of what the first step, that's something that now in these times, people are, it's not being kept in mind. People aren't wary of the lessons basically within the scriptures.
A lot of people would turn around and say that, you know, the Bible ain't real. It's a book of, what do they say? Symbolism. They said, no, it never happened. So what was the symbolism? So, look at it. Rainbow being what is that symbolism? So how is something symbolic as well? How do you make that even all the more symbolic? You know what I mean? Like, so the story happens. So the symbolic part of the story can't be symbolic. The story is so symbolic. Like, you guys don't read the Bible. Man. You don't know what the Bible says. You make up your own story. Oh, the Bible is real. You never read it in your life. You don't even fast read one proper. You don't even do that. Right? So a lot of people, they don't even know what's inside the book. One little right.
Yeah, with the first step, it's the same thing as it says in the earlier chapters, man. They'll like Sodom and Gomorrah, they were examples to those that after would live ungodly. There's lessons to basically be gleaned from going through the scriptures.
And that's because it happened. It's not because it was some symbol of it didn't happen, but it happened. And it was a symbol, an example to show that those who live ungodly, this is what can happen. And that's why a lot of people don't think about that, because they're willingly ignorant. They fail to understand that, look, it's going to happen again. Because the Bible speaks of a second death. Alright? The two cleansing agents in the Bible are fire, well, water and fire. Alright? The former's being used to cleanse the earth. And the latter will be used to cleanse the earth once again. Alright? By way of World War III. Which ain't going to be how it was in World War I or II. It's going to be a firefight. Right? Missiles knocking America off the face of the earth.
With these lessons, now Esau's basically replaced, supplanted all with whatever he desires. It's all become modernized. The funny thing with even with the scriptures is how people present them. They'll recount whatever the modern cultural like the things that have seeped into
yeah. They'll say it's an apple and it's forbidden fruit. The Bible didn't say an apple. It said forbidden fruit. Alright? There's a total difference.
that's why it's the understanding is completely divorced. Because that's what even with now it's there was that it said how many animals did Noah have on the ship on the ark? And I was gonna say, well, 7 of them clean, 2 of the unclean. But then you said you have 2 of each. And I was like, you know what? It's because now that's like
There's no one
how the
clean.
unclean. Not even that clean. It's just they don't like they no one's doing the scripture. They just deal with whatever
that's everything. And even like they say, money is the root of evil. No, the love of money is the root.
That one got all kinds of
If money was the root of all evil, then why do you use money? It doesn't make sense.
One for lot of
Yeah, the rich men in the scriptures. That don't make no sense. Right? It's the love of it. Right? That's why those individuals in the faith were rich. Even your brothers right now in the faith, they're rich. Alright? So to speak. They acquire, amass quite a bit of wealth for themselves. But that's the law of the heavenly. They got blessed by the heavenly Father. Alright? That's how it's been a lot. That's how sometimes.
Second Peter 3:7, it says, "But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word kept in store, reserved unto fire." So what? By the same word? Yeah, just as the former, the first death took place, it's going to be by the same word the second death takes place. That word that they, how much of y'all try doesn't change. Because even with the first death, probably they was, and there wouldn't be what you would the earth wouldn't be flooded again. That's what the rainbow represents. But now there's people talking about, there could be another ice age, there could be another flood, blah blah. I'm like, bro,
That's just scaremongering, man.
These are films. 2012, the movie where it was like everything's flooded. But then these things, it's because now everyone's within, they're within Esau's essentially his form of prophecies, form of understanding. That's why people talk about, the heat death of the universe. They're like, there's going to be no energy left, everything cold and dying. When the sun blows up, when the earth, whatever, these things that basically become part of Esau's whole story, his whole narrative, his whole system of how he basically understands these things, or has the general public understanding. And it's weird, but that's why it's funny because they'll basically not have faith. They might say they're atheists or whatever, but it's not that they don't have faith in anything. What they have faith in is whatever Esau's pushed out. That's where their faith lies.
That's why they're atheists. It's a construct that he created.
They'll be like, evolution or whatnot. They'll say, essentially, whatever Esau's pushed out, that's what they'll run with. And then it's applied for the past and present times as well. Because there was a good example during the pandemic. It was over the course of like 2 or 3 years, they'll be like saying like, a good example is like Spartan, where recently, like, in the last week or two, they came out and cause cancer. It may cause cancer. The WHO said that. And that's something that looked into it was information we could have stumbled upon forever ago. But now that it's coming from an official source, it's going to be taken seriously. Because why? That's essentially how Esau's system is built. So, experts say, or something to that effect, they'll basically be respective certain men. Then when they say certain things, people are okay, well, listen to it. But then when you go to, and the funny thing is with a big part of that is basically discounting all the ancient world, the ancient knowledge, ancient wisdom. A big part of guys these new systems, sciences, forces, so, certain physicians, psychiatrists, psychologists, all these different men is basically building a new foundation where you can throw out the ancient world knowledge. That's why even until until the Dust Bowl, they had no respect for like what they were doing during medieval times as far as the deal of crop rotation, allowing the earth to dominate itself, the land sabbath and whatnot, because they were like, oh, after the Industrial Revolution, they were like, well, we basically mastered the world. They were like, oh, we can deal with it however we wish. And that's the mindset everyone's bought into. But now it's running up against the limit. Why? The reason it was able to run was because how much Shimei Sham was letting it run. It says what? Verse 7. The heavens and earth which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing. Well, yeah, it says reserved unto fire. Like the brother said, the second cleansing agent is going to be utilized. Read this in Isaiah 9:5 says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be burning and fuel of fire. That's how. That's how diverse it's going to be from the prior wars that came. Just like when you had Rome rise up, the way they ruled was diverse from all the systems that came before. In prior times, what were people dealing with? They'll set up a king over them, even up to the Greeks. The Greeks were so-called the ones that started, democracy. But then, when it came to the Rome, they still had a king set up, because when the Romans came through, it's changed. It's going to be the same with this Third World War. It's basically going to be a nuclear war. World War II, yet it ends with what the atomic bomb being dropped. And then we got a movie coming out relatively soon, in a few weeks, by a guy in Israel, how it was developed. And that's basically reading the quote. I have become death the destroyer of worlds, because why? Esau was thinking, he's harnessing like basically on a spiritual power levels of destructive capability. Where it's basically being given to him for a purpose. It says what? Verse 8, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but it's long suffering to us people, not willing that any should perish, and that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. That's really how it's going to end. Because it's a matter of spiritually, you need to have your eyes opened up to see what's happening. That's how it can essentially be like you're rolling down a hill. Like if you're on a car, the engine's giving out, the brakes ain't working, and you're rolling down a hill, it's building up speed. You're going to see in the distance that, you're about to collide, you might be colliding with a tree, you might be colliding with the ground, there might be a boulder there. But if you got shades on, if you're asleep at the wheel, then you're basically breathing towards destruction. And that's what we have happening now. By and large, most people aren't paying attention. Anyone that takes a minute to educate themselves, they start to look into the MOTV. They start to look into what's going on between Russia and Ukraine. They look into the economic side as well, the monetary systems. creeping at the seams. Over here, the UK it moved from crisis to crisis. The latest one is a mortgage crisis. The interest rates went up. Then a bunch of people renegotiated, paying like two, 3 times more than they've been paying. They're fucking toast. What's up? But the day of But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also, and the works that are therein, shall be burned up. So the fire is going to come through and cleanse. Because what we're seeing now, it's funny, you go to like the locations of the prior kingdoms, the prior beasts, the prior aspects of the statue, you can see leftovers. You can see, you can go outside the Colosseum, you can see the temple, you can see various ruins from these prior civilizations. But what we're going to have is this. With Esau's rule, that's going to be swept away. The monument's going to be a smoldering ruins now. They're going to burn. And then be what? A shaft of smoke until what? There's nothing but a desert left.
And then the story is going to be told. Oh, this used to be a great place. There was great skyscrapers and people. There was, the White House over in Washington, D.C. And yeah, St. Louis shows a big monument art. It's going to be like that. And Las Vegas, Tennessee, the different parts of America, where it's all rubble. One week of rubble. We're going to be able to actually, locate. This is where, the White House is. Private building. This is where the monument of the World Trade Center is. No one ain't going to be able to locate it.
Verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons will you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasten unto the coming day of the Lord, wherein the heavens be
it says what manner of person will you be. In all holy conversations, so your conversation in mind is what? The salvation of the Lord. The Lord makes his arrival upon earth. With the spiritual, with the simplest things, man. You might be, walking home. You might encounter certain things, but you're always going to feel everything through the scriptures. Everything's going to be go through the flow of the scripture, where your mind is going to say, what if I do this, what will be the ramification? Lord will come to this moment. I'd like to do this. What about that? There's a lot of things whereby you really feel more than the Heavenly Father. Right? And even you ain't going to be talking. I ain't going to say you don't talk to brothers about light-hearted things. Like football or the NBA finals or the NFL Super Bowl. Yeah, that does occur. But the primary discourse that you have with up here will usually get what is faith. We keep talking about faith, always eyeing things through a spiritual lens. Aside from things up. Isaiah 42:9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things are declared. Before they spring forth I tell you of them. Right? That's our primary job. Main job is to come out here and let you know where every father has to go. Right? And like the brother was trying to do before, dealing with night. Things that only is spoken, they're willingly ignorant. Right? Because it's been made known from the scripture that there was once upon a time there was a flood. Right? And that flood was basically, you know, war covered the whole earth and changed the layout of the earth, broke it into pieces with Pangea, right? And then in doing so, basically set up a precedent as to where now, you know, the Heavenly Father allowed it to rain upon the earth, and that rainbow after that rain became glory as to what? As to remembrance of the Heavenly Father God. Now, after being over in England, right, as a William Blake said in Jerusalem, they basically want to designate build in Jerusalem over in the land of England, right, the green hills. The reason why the hills are green is because it's known for raining, right? It always rains over there in England. Now, it's kind of funny, mind you, that the center point of Esau's world is what? It's the UK, the United Kingdom, right? The time is set by the Greenwich median time zone, right? So if you go down to Greenwich, what you got to do? Jump on the Thames, take an Uber boat, going towards the east, all right? That's the west over there. That's the east, that's the south, that's the north. You head to the east, right? Towards over there by the Docklands, right? You see in the background where the pyramids on top of that building, right? That's the Docklands. That's a financial district over here in the UK, right? A very spiritual place in terms of the left-hand side. Now, on the opposite side of that, I believe, yeah, literally opposite it, you have the Royal Borough of Greenwich, right? Few boroughs have that moniker of Royal, and the only three I can think of is Hammersmith, Royal Borough of Hammersmith, Royal Borough of Chelsea and Kensington, the Royal Borough of Greenwich, right? And they're held with a certain type of esteem. Now, I could be wrong, you can look it up, but as far as I know what I believe, the reason why I have a Royal Borough is because the times of all the world is designated by that place. You go over there, I want to make it free to go over there one day, but there's an actual place where they say this is the center point of time, right? When they say this is the line of time, in between different times of us, alright? But that is zero, basically, ground zero. Now, the funny thing with the UK being, you know, the place where they want to start Jerusalem, the Sea of Peace, the Rosh Shalom, right? And also the fact where the elite South is also known for what? Rain, alright? Now, rain, as I said before, the reason why it rains is because of what? It rains because factor that you have a lot of rainbows over here, right? Right, rainbow, but it also put over here, man. So that's you know, a spiritual thing in a sense where this is a perpetual reminder to the elites that are over here, man, for them to be reminded of that first step, and the second is coming through. But the point being is that I'm ready to read it again. It reads Isaiah 42:9, all the former things come to pass. And new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Right? So there's old things that come to pass, but we're speaking of new things. Before they happen, we're speaking of them. Alright? So I want to speak of the new things that are trying to I'm getting another scripture. Alright. So that's the book of, I'm going to read a bit so you can jump into things already. 2nd Ezra 16 and 19. Behold famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are set discouraging for many. that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall people grow upon earth, sword, famine, and confusion. Right, so there's a point where victory is good on earth. As we see the time we're right now, we're in a time of what? So that's the victual. Once upon a time, think about it now, that you pay pennies for certain food. They had the budget. Politician came out, he makes it seem like they cheap things is over. Right? They go and buy steak for so much so, those things are on them. Right? Because why we sailed into that time of woe when tribulation, the beginning of sorrow. Right? But many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish from famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out of dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted. Shall be cast down. Right? So this is gonna snowball for time of what? Great famine on the earth. A lot of people are not gonna have food to eat. Okay? There shall be no man left until the earth and so the trees shall get fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another, and hear his voice, and to hear his voice. For a city there shall be for the city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and the clefts of the rock. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. For as the vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters, and of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left divided that search their houses for the sword. He's saying there's going to be a little bunch of men that are going to be going through the houses with swords. So you're going to have it like in the road. We had little groups, they link up. What they do when they link up, they're doing cannibalism. Or they're doing find people good. They just have an agenda at hand and they're like minded.
They're laying hands on those people. That's the main thing. That's essentially with the what so-called peaceability between people that's upheld by the system. Because when you have good examples like within Ukraine, soon that invasion pops off, and then even it's like when you have a high level of crisis come, then what? You basically have crumbling of the type of system people operate under. And the police, when you bring 999 and no one picks up, then all of a sudden, that's basically going to shift how people behave. When people go to Tesco, go to the supermarket, and then they go to their cupboards and they're bare, then it's going to shift their behavior. Then it's like depending on how hard the hardship becomes, that's going to adjust how people respond. And that's really what you're going to see the switch up in. People are going to come. That's where violence comes in. Iraq during the invasion, Libya. Remember what was it? The Arab Spring. When the Arab Spring was rolling through, it was madness. Man were going around flinging Molotovs. Says what? It'll be like madmen spirit. No, hey, that's the spirit you're gonna have. But you're also gonna have to open this girl to get bucked up. We read this. Revelation 12. You know, at 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down onto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath evil time. And you basically have Esau turning to here. Everything's coming to a head. That's why you really have, hey, we're in the end game. Dealing with what? The corrupt. That's something that now is being actively tested and pushed out. It's being marketed. And we're seeing the rumblings within the financial system where they things will crumble. The funny thing with these systems is they're kind of built, and I've already shown, they said with the mortgage thing, where it's essentially a system built on trust. People have faith within the system that it's going to keep running. They'll continue to work within it. As soon as it looks like that, like fuck, then people get out. So it's like what Silicon Valley Bank, those banks where it was like, yo, they said, all right guys, look, we're not out of money, but if you guys want to deposit another like 20 billion in the bank so we can keep operating, that would be great. But then what happened? As soon as people are like, oh no, these guys are toast, evacuate, the ship collapsed. It was what Credit Suisse as well, was the other one and the big one. And them guys, they all over the place. You go to Canary Wharf, the banking districts, these guys have been all up in there from the 90s. You go to different capitals in Europe, these guys are all around. But then what the news was getting around, it crumbled. So within, hey, these, it seems steadfast. It seems like, oh, it was the same thing in 2008. People are saying like, oh, housing market, there's no way it could go down. The housing market, sure, blah, blah, blah. Then what, months later, a year later, people are filled. People are decimated. People are jumping out of buildings, taking themselves out, man. They'll finish in a glass of whiskey and then blowing it and then painting the ceiling with their brakes.
Second Ezra 16:32. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the field thereof shall wax old, and our wings and our paths shall grow full of fools, because no man shall travel therefore. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegroom. Women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and the husbands shall perish in famine. James Brown raised the container alive, or raised the container once upon a time, right? He said it's a metaphor, right? But you're going to realize it's going to become a overflow. There's going to be a greater show of men, right? Women are going to get to run and see how much, I'm being facetious, I'm joking, I'm having you on one. Your leg. But they're gonna have the world to their own, and they're really gonna get to see what it's like to rule without a man. Alright? And then ultimately that desire is gonna kick in as to where it was. They're gonna want men around. And it will be certain men, for certain women there'll be men around, but for the most part, right, a lot of them are gonna go outside with their panties down. Right? fire being ravished by, men, being pillaged, all the kind of things that can happen.
Isaiah 32:2, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. See that position of safety? That's basically what men are going to represent. Really have is now we're in a time where everything's been thrown into flux. We're dealing with a system presently where things that have never been seen before on the face of the planet Earth are taking place. A woman can pass in a man who's employed as something that has never been before. Before you got to the 60s, that shit didn't exist. But now it's something that there's basically is people born where they view that as completely normal. Now you have what? You have the people ruling, the people leading in this kingdom, they don't even showcase themselves. These guys are behind closed doors. These guys are in private places. They don't can't even be aware of, you can't go to them. So listen to them like, yo, blah blah blah. You ain't even aware these guys exist. But it's essentially everything's been flipped from how it was. I read this, Isaiah 29. And 6 says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. For shall the work save him that made it, or made me not? Shall things framed save him that framed it? He had no understanding. Yeah, everything's been flipped on its head. Which is why, that's the thing, is when judgment comes, you're also having those things that have basically been, people haven't been aware, man. In current times now, it's basically for traditional masculinity has for a long minute been despised. What was another word, man? It's basically been shunned. The guys that represent the so-called icons of traditional masculinity, people have been like, nah, we don't need to follow that. You should be looking to, men should be more open with their emotions, X, Y, Z. Men should be open to women taking up the masculine roles, etc. That's basically been the push. But that's because now's the time where that can be facilitated, especially in the Western world, really. Because when you go to the second and third world, then that shit will run. Even in China, when they say it's like second world or third world stuff, there's like, if you're over 30, you get with a leftover woman, man. They'll be like, you can get pressure from society for you to get married when you're younger. They know, as far as for people having kids, that shit needs to run, or they'll end up in the same place where the West, where South Korea, Japan, these men are, where no one's having no kids. But it's really what? It's wild. Yeah, it's cold. It's like my fingers are going, numb. It's a wind that's been working.
I saw it yesterday. It's going to be windy, but I feel good because I checked my weather. The morning it said 18, so it's going to rain in the morning, and afterwards it'll get warm. So when I saw the wind, I said, it'll be that nice kind of hot sun in between the room. So I said, when you wear clothes, like black clothes, now I'm like, well, why the fuck did I wear a jumper? And the man thinking I wore a jumper, I was going to wear a jumper yesterday. But I said to myself, what I said to last week, when it rains, niggas wear like jackets like it's fucking winter time. When it's just raining, it's still summer, it's just raining. So I kind of said, it's still summer. But then this is typical week as well.
Yeah. It's because they're standing still as well. Yeah. That's what I realized. That's why I was going to jump, because I'm like, I'm going to stand still for 10 minutes, and the temperature's going to drop.
You got more on what you're reading.
What are you reading? There's something I'm going to say. So it says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as hot as clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? Yeah, that's the thing. Everything's going to be returned to the state of order. Because basically within the current system, confusion is being promoted. That's why you have, the alphabet agenda getting pushed. I mean, basically pushed onto children. Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen a clip. There's a clip of like secondary school somewhere where one of the teachers is trying to push that whole saying that, I think there's a kid in the class that says that, she identifies as a cat. And then she's saying like, one of the other kids is saying, that's ridiculous. And then she's saying like, no, you're not appreciating that. The teacher's like, you're not appreciating our identity, blah, blah, blah. She's like, well, that's not an identity. It's like, there's only two genders. Like, how, like, she can't be a cat. And then it's like, back and forth with the teacher. And the teacher's getting cut by the youth. It's like, ridiculous. But it shows like, it's on such a...
If that girl's a cat, why is she in school? The cat shouldn't be.
Yeah, she
should be at home.
Scolding around the ends, man. She be on the sort of fence somewhere, like skulking about, man. And then dropping off and then just landing like this. Like, but
She be out there going, that's what she do. And then when she wants to feel like it, she comes home late at night. She got to lick the raw fish. She doesn't shoot the cat you lick.
yeah.
Fucking alright.
But that's
the first two in that acronym.
Yeah.
The first two in that acronym are what? Lesbians and gays. Lesbians are what? Women that like women. Gays are what? Gay men that like gay men. See, they both like the same sex, but there's a difference between the two. Why is that? Because they like a specific gender. Alright? All the things that come after that, bisexual, meaning bi, liking of two different sexes, right? That is the biggest part itself. That says everything. That I'm bi. That means I like.
They don't even try.
Yeah.
Because
They like, and they like, why do they call them, more than ambiguous or, look for a number being bi or meaning two? They don't because, that just shows you the gender shit.
The girl was saying like, she's just not well. But she's not. She's well. What the fuck? If you fucking knew this saying, she's lost, man. Like, you felt the run. But that's the thing is, that's what's running now. That's what's promoted now. When orders are being reconstructed, when that chaos comes in, when the hardship comes in, then it's going to go back to the ancient, to the raw, to the real. Because that's what you have. Whenever you watch, what's like Walking Dead, what's another, these post-apocalyptic films, where the man just comes through, and then you always need that strong male leadership. Yeah, that's what I think it was. Like you said, I remember it was like the end of the set. One of the first scenes, he tried running like the box. Then it's like the end. It's like, look, man, fuck this shit. This ain't a democracy no more. Like what I say goes. Because hey, that's in those situations. When there's some raw shit's happening, how you gonna be like, guys, I'm gonna fight back. What's gonna die?
The reality of the situation is that democracy ain't really democracy. There are people feeling like they're trying to happen. The reality of the situation is that's not what's going on. The people at the top are controlling everything that happens on earth. Alright, within their realm. So if they're saying there's going to be a war, there's going to be a war. There ain't no two ways about it. Right? When they're saying you vote, you think, why? Okay, you can just vote. I'm not saying have your 2 cents put into parts into the pot. Why then do they have to put it you guys, right? Like put it in the guy who came to part of the mob rule. Alright? One more? Oh, that's it. Alright. Oh, let's read it. Isaiah 3 and 16. Moreover, the Lord said, look at Zion, or stretch forth his neck, once on high. Oh, yeah. Even at my feet. But these are like, literally, like, it's just legit trousers for this hot weather that I have to wear. So I don't sweat and shit. So this is like, what I'm still this jacket is like summer. Unless I put layers on. It's non-existent kind of thing. Let me do that. Walking as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. And the Lord Jehovah will discover their secret parts. The day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cool and their round tires like the chains and the bracelets, the mufflers, the bonnets, and the ornaments of the legs, the headband and the headband and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and the nose changeable suits of apparel, and the maximum and the whip, glasses and the fine linen, and the hoods of velvet. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, it shall be sweet. And instead of a girdle of bread, a rent. And instead of a well-set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a girdle of sackcloth. Girdle instead of beauty. And thy men shall slew by the sword, and thy night and thy gate shall offend. And she being desolate shall stay upon the ground. Alright, so basically there's going to be a great fooling or humbling of the children of Israel or the doers of Israel. Alright? Where also said the men, they're going to be humbled as well. Right? They're going to die in the war. So that thing, what does that show you in particular? Alright? What I was reading before, when the brother was going into Isaiah 32:2, is that these women are going to be hard done by to deal with everything they're going to deal with. In terms of what? Them having free reign to do as they please. Right? They're going to have to find large consequences of the Lord's judgment. Right? Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Now this is to show you how stark of a change that's going to happen on the earth. Now if you go into the ancient world, a woman, right, you have to pay a dowry for a wife of 50 shekels. Right? 50 shekels is what? Going into the ancient world of 10 shekels was an unskilled labor. Okay? So if you're an apprentice, someone coming to the home, your yearly wage is 10 shekels, alright? So 10 shekels, yeah, take you about what? 5 years to save up to buy a wife, or obviously, right? So you're apprenticing some of the 10 years, you build up your savings, and you go buy a wife. Alright? So now when you deal with what in today's society, basically, the fact that what did it say? happens to women, to the fact that they're going to really, you know, give up everything to come and money. But at the same time, on top of that, it's going to be because what? Man in the eyes of women. Every father's going to bless the eternal family, right? What? Spiritual power. Okay?
So, 2 Ezra 15 says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among them, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And that's really returning to the rawness, man, where it's essentially going to be a matter of whatever you have the power to do, we will follow through it. Now there's a small portion of people that do that in the modern day, and they'll be ripped up and thrown into jail, and then you know someone's gonna fucking put them to death within there, man. There's someone that fucking got killed in jail. I don't remember who it was. I saw it. But with the current system, those things ain't gonna run. There's you know, someone trying to commit an act of murder, the guy done grabbing up the lane, holding they do certain things. Someone's gonna catch you. Someone's gonna see some shit. Someone's gonna get like your XYZ went missing. You'll crack a phone or whatever, the phone, and find out like, yo, what went down? Piece it together. But once all that's done away with, hey, shit gets real. And it's gonna go down to that reality. You're gonna need a covering, man. You're gonna need protection. Because even then, the men, it says what? The men will scarcely make it. You watch, you mentioned the road. When it goes to the men, then it's not like the men are all good. Not like the men are all blessed up and just having a good time. Then
hold on, man.
yeah, because as far as for the ministers, they're not going to be at ease either. You're basically going to need protection. You're basically going to need the Lord to have to cover you to make it free. Because as far as it's basically going to be a time.
Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already killed? Right? So the Lord is always going to be the one that's going to bring the judgment upon the earth. And guess what? What is he saying? He's saying, I come to bring fire upon the earth, but what will I if it already killed? So there's going to be the fact of the matter is, it's already going to be on the top before he gets it. It's already going to be acting, right? Right? The men of the Lord are going to be acting. So they're going to be doing certain things. Certain men are going to have certain power. Right? So with that being said, that shows you that in that time, when it's all confident women, where they're going to hope they can be with one of those type of men. Right? Because their boyfriend ain't going to be there, their husband ain't going to be there. They're going to be left, you know, hoping and praying that they get with a man with that power. But this is what science is saying. Your point. Even they say about sex. Your point. Build on what I said. Job 5:19. He shall deliver me in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall Lord is going to, buy you back redeem, right? Pay off the ransom. Now, as you example of Elijah, Elijah, I was taken, declared that there'll be a famine for a certain time, that it was hidden by a brook. He had a raven bring it food, right? Just imagine a daily endurance, right? A daily endurance. The Lord is feeding you by way of raven. Today is the raven gonna come. Maybe people have days where it didn't arrive the way it would have thought it was. They understood the problem. Was given water. And one day what happened to the brook was dried up and he could have no water. Then the Lord said to him, go to the lady's house. Went to the lady's house, guess what? He said he asked her for some food, for some drink. He said, I have this little bit of drink left, right? And I'm gonna feed this to my son and then we're gonna both die. But he said, give me the water and then allow me to make me a cake. And then what happened? Every day until the family was up, what happened? They ate and they drank, right? Without a single thing. This is how it always is. It's always a thing where there's going to be a test. You have the belief to know that, okay, the Lord is going to, all in all, it's going to work itself out. It's going to be something. It's going to be the other side of this struggle. The Lord is going to bless you, basically. That's how you got to look at it, right? So, excuse me. Drop your umbrella. I'll read it again. It says, verse 20, in famine we shall redeem thee from death. Alright? So this is like the prophet said, the men of the Lord will be scarcely saved. So it goes into that point. Alright? Scarceness of that salvation. When you're going to be redeemed from the dead. Somehow, some way, it's going to work itself out. It's why the Heavenly Father is with you. Alright? It's like a sign from the fellow. you know what happened. I'm going to have to talk about it now. The Simon fell over. Now the practice about it. Whereas the people. And in war from the power of the sword, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction of famine thou shalt laugh. So imagine what tribulation you are. What you want to get put. Let's be on the level like someone says, I'm going to take off your head. And you laugh. And you laugh. Lord showed you some stuff, man. He made you really believe, like, no, you ain't kidding, man. I'm one of the blessed souls of the Heavenly Father, man. I've been put on this earth with pillar of things. I'm immovable. You dying against me, you're dying against the Heavenly Father's will. So you're going to find out I'm immovable because the Heavenly Father was appointed and it's locked. Alright? But to get there, that ain't no easy kind of walk. There's going to be things that you have to go through to really test your faith and then build you up and say, you know what? Yeah, man, I'm one of those guys, man. The Heavenly Father is with me in everything I do. And ultimately, that's faith. Right? With faith, you shall move mountains. So that faith right there is going to give you what? Spiritual power, man. Right? It's going to give you that belief as to where you will move mountains. And you will be a monument of His faith. Right? So it says, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Right? Verse 23, for thou shalt be at peace with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace. And thou shalt be, and thou shall visit thy habitation, thou shalt not sin. So that's the second cover. But the main point here is that what Heavenly Father is going to bless you. Know that be chosen. When it's scarce to say the holy, they're going to be saved. The main point here, back on my brother's saying, is God, meaning to be redeemed, right? So you use this, you can redeem what you know. Something ain't held at ransom. You can pay off that ransom, and it allows you to, have one back. That's the same thing for our life.
Jeremiah 30:7. Oh wait, that's 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail? Yet the men were looking like pregnant women, man, clutching their bowels in terror, man. They were affrighted. Hey, that's going to be the decree of what goes down. The thing is, anyway, is the caliber of men has been deteriorating from way back, from going back into the ancient world. It was known. So what, second entrance, where it says what? After the woman that gives birth, they on the head of the same person they that come, when the womb was younger, fresher. And they ain't the same. And it's the same thing now. The men are being born now, 1,000, 2,000 years ago. It says what? As a woman in travail, and whose face turned into hell. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Yeah, the time of Jacob's trouble. But we're going into the midst of basically heavy judgment taking place, where Jacob, even the elect, are getting their feet put to the fire. So how much more so everyone else? If the elect are being tested, basically being fried in the furnace of the fire and built up and hardened to be able to endure that through the coming times, then how much more so for what? For everyone else? The thing is the what you call it, the corrupt or the mark is meant to be the get out of jail free card. That's how it's going to be marketed. It's going to be sold as a means for which you can keep getting everything within the kingdom. But then what's the reality going to be? You're still going to be fucked. You're still going to be tossed. You see, with these movies, you'll have the the inner circle, like Children of Men. You go to central London, it's like the guy was still living up. He had the nice plush apartment. He was still living good. It was getting niced up within the system. But then what? Even though he's getting niced up within the system, he's still beholden, man. Those what at the beginning, he goes to Starbucks, goes to a Costa, goes and gets a coffee, then the shit gets blown up. Because the peace was an illusion. The fact that complying is meant to mean everything collective. It ain't gonna be what it is. You're still gonna be getting fucked. Isaiah 13, you got something? Isaiah 13 and 6. How ye, for the day of the Lord Jehovah is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. They're basically going to be completely overwhelmed, man. Because again, the caliber of men now, it's not the same men you had even back in like Vietnam, not the same men you had back in World War II, not the same men you had 300, 500, 2,000 years ago. It's basically kind of degradation. Because even now, you have what the general fitness level has plummeted. The general, as far as how clued in people are, how aware, how well they keep themselves informed, it's plummeted. As far as with the traditional traits that you would basically assign with men, you got more men than ever basically discarding those things. Whereas now, like, oh, you know, like walking around in his dress and makeup, you're meant to then be like, yeah, that's a man. Which is complete, that's, you know, complete confusion. Because when you deal with it, what's masculinity is meant to basically bring certain energies to it. There's a certain role that needs to be fulfilled. Same for femininity. But those things now, it's basically been degraded. So when it comes to that raw situation, and it's funny, raw strength is one of those things. It's like you think you can have a woman that works out to a certain degree, and then just a random. But then, hey, the random skinny dude is still gonna have more strength in a lot of these situations, because why? Men are just wired with physiologically built to have more strength, to have more capability. That's why it's like when it comes down to raw, it's these differences get highlighted. Same thing with mindset. You'll have like you have men now where they're a complete mess.
Oh, this rate is not a lot.
Yeah.
That's cold already.
Where men are complete mess, then by and large, men will adjust. They'll shift to they'll shift to, you know, doing what they have to do quicker than women, and then women will crumble. So that's how the basically the adult, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's in verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord that Jehovah cometh through, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof houses, with the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. Oh, the sun shall be darkened in going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. You know, understanding is going to be brought to us. Right now, what's everyone's dealing with current system.
I always realize
they're the ones basically being forged for that problem. The men of Israel, those who the elect, they're being forged for the kingdom. And that's what, hey, what we're gonna see. These situations, these hardships, it's basically what? For those of the elect to prosper. Everyone else, they're basically going to be for them. They're going to be examples, hey, of the terror of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Yeah, I'm close up on that. Because man was talking about it, I was like, you know what? Yeah. Oh yeah. But that one's not picking up. That's right, that's like yeah. It's too dim. It's too dim to get on the thingy, but the first one's on. Yeah. It's funny, I was thinking about earlier.
Raining like this yesterday, but this today.
Yeah. It was less on and off.
Hey,
But yeah.
feel